Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Tonight I'm going to work in the garden and provide some shade to these garden beds. Some of these garden beds have natural shading from trees and shrubs that I planted next to them. Some of them are starting to really burn out and we're only in mid-April. So I wanted something that was not permanent, that would stand up to the elements of the rains that we're going to have soon, the heat, and really just trying to find an inexpensive way, but that's also going to be sturdy. And also, I was thinking about something that I could move around in the garden beds because sometimes some garden beds need more light than others. So I didn't want to attach anything permanent like I did with the trellises. So I'm going to make some PVC, I guess, frames. And then I do have some shade cloth that I had purchased a couple years before, but I used to run them on like bamboo sticks over the garden and the beds, and it just didn't really work. So, never worked with PVC before. I don't think it's that complicated. And also bought a PVC cutter and some of the, I think they're 3/4 inch tubing. So I'm going to see what I can do. Never done this before, and I will take you along and see what happens. All right, so here's the bed that I'm going to use as a template because I really don't have anything growing in there that's large. This is all herbs, this bed. And yes, I'll have to make another one for this bed. I have a feeling I'm going to have to make quite a few of these. I have a total of 8 beds. Um, I have the Vago raised garden beds. I think I know it's the 9-in-1, and I think mine is like 6 feet long by maybe 2.5 feet wide, and I think it's a 19-inch one. So I got the pearl whites. So I have 8 of them. So this bed has all the herbs, like I said. I direct sow the herbs, and I'm like so super excited because I mean, just look at all that dill. All that dill is coming up. Um, and there are a lot of marigolds that we just scatter through. I mean, my daughter thinks I'm silly because I'll just find seeds and throw them in and see what happens. So I'm just going to repot all of these. These are the basil, and there's some lemon basil. So I don't know what I have going here, lemon balm and mint. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start the templates on here. Um, I was thinking about, having the PVC pipe come all the way to here, but then, the edges curve, so I would be losing like, I don't know, quite a bit of space if I just ran them like the real total length of the garden bed. It's not a square. It's, you know, ovalish kind of oblong. So I'm going to go ahead. I pre-cut some and pre-measured, and hopefully I can go ahead and finish this one really quick, and I'll take you through it, see what happens. Okay, so here I am cutting the width of the bottom frame for the garden beds and using my PVC cutter, which I am definitely having fun doing. And I justified the purchase because I'm going to probably do the rest of the beds. The bed that's behind me right there, it actually has an amazing amount of shade because I have a Florida dwarf mulberry growing over it. And when I put that bed in, that was like one of the last beds that I purchased. It was like right up against that tree, and I really was thinking, do I move that tree or do I leave it? And I said, I'm going to leave it because it does in the summer. It just gets so brutal. The UV index is so high. So I'm attaching the corners with um, a 3-way PVC fitting, so it connects um, the length and the width, but then there's also an opening for the height. So I am installing the 5-foot PVC pipes. They're already pre-cut, which was really nice. I did buy 2 that were like much longer, so I did have to trim those down, and I realized that I'm probably just better off buying the pre-cut 5-foot, and that's what I'll probably be doing for the rest of the project when I do the other ones. Now I'm just attaching the 3-way PVC fittings on top of the 5-foot vertical PVC pipes. just going to copy what I did on the bottom on the top. Okay, so here's the part of the video where I realized I was making a cube. I was making a three-dimensional object. So I need more PVC. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to buy, because I didn't know, right? I mean, I pre-measured, but I didn't know exactly what I needed. I don't know. I didn't know like how far out I was going to go, how far down. So they're already pre-cut, like 5 foot. So I'm just going to buy the 5 foot. I have two pieces right now, so I can finish the height of it, but I'm going to need 4 pieces for the top. And I'm just going to go to Lowe's and pick that up. I know I'm not going to have time to do it tonight. It's going to be too dark to film. But also I was thinking I could just secure these with some zip ties. And then from the edges here, I guess I could double the zip ties up just so it's secure and it doesn't, blow around when it rains. I mean, this is not going to be hurricane proof, but it has to be South Florida weatherproof, which we get some heavy rains in the summer, hopefully coming soon. So the shade cloth will protect from the sun and hopefully a little bit from the rain. We'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna go to Lowe's. Maybe I'll go to Walmart and pick up some hot glue for my glue gun because I was thinking about gluing on the shade cloth, or I could zip tie the shade cloth on. I could do that as well. So I just want to be prepared for tomorrow. So I'll come back tomorrow and I'll finish up from there. I decided I wanted to just support the middle of it, and also I was thinking if I didn't have a long enough shade cloth to go over it, at least it's separated and I can either zip tie it on there or I can hot glue it. I'm working more toward along the way of zip tying it. It'll just be easier to take off and on. Or I might just hot glue it. It just depends what I have. I really want to wrap it up today because if I get a lot of sun tomorrow, then this bed with the watercress is going to get hit really hard by the sun. You can see across the yard, I actually have an umbrella over the area that has all of the herbs. So I'm kind of getting them used to the sun. But when you're in 10B in South Florida, you don't get used to the sun. Not the non-natives. The non-natives do not get used to the sun. And mint, dill, basil are not native Florida plants. They're herbs, and they are not going to like the South Florida sun. So that being said, I'm going to see what I have of my shade cloth that I had some extra shade cloth from last year. I'm going to see if I can fit that on there, retrofit it, and if I can, I can. If I don't, I'm going to have to see if I can do something else and see what happens. It was pretty easy. I didn't have to worry about getting grommets or gluing this. And I literally just threaded the zip tie through the shade cloth around the PVC pipe. That's it. I'm so glad I tried this and I did this. I am very pleased with the outcome. I'll probably do the rest of the garden beds with these shade covers, and I will see you next time for the next one. Take care and have a great day. Bye bye. Do you see my dinosaur? Come on out. This is Randy. Randy's playing in the nasturtiums. I planted all these nasturtiums for him and Ricky. They love to take naps and eat the flowers and leaves. Love you, Randy.